what's the plan for the next 4 months? So if you watch my last video, you'll know that I've learned that what I have to do when I set goals for the next period is to first look at what is going on in my life so that I can make sure that I don't end up burning out or doing too much or just setting goals which are just not realistic basically. So over the next couple of months I'm going to be really busy with work. So July and August is probably the busiest time for climbing instructors. If you work in the outdoors, that's kind of when you make your money, so to speak. So over the next couple of months, that is going to be my priority. So that is why I've kind of set the next period as a 4-month block, so that it gives me a chance to kind of have a bit of a leeway with that. So what I've decided to do is to concentrate on bouldering. So I'm really psyched on bouldering at the moment, and I think it's also quite good when you are working long hours. I feel like I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to go and do lots of sport climbing or have the time to spend all day at a crag. I don't think that's going to happen. What I will need is more 2 hours after work, or even an hour, power hour, that kind of stuff. So what I've decided to do is to set some bouldering goals. I'll be mainly in the Peak over the next few months, so it'll probably be limestone, but hopefully I'll be able to go to North Wales or Northumberland, so I'm not super specific about rock type, but what I would like to do is to climb a 7B. I've never climbed a 7B, but I feel like I have the physical strength and the technique to do it. I just haven't really tried many 7Bs. And I also would like to climb 5 7As, preferably on limestone, and then a couple of 7A pluses. So that way I basically try to build a bit of a pyramid, I guess. But I've got a couple of projects. So I've got Beretta, this problem. I must have had 6 sessions on it, and I can do it, all of it. I just have not been able to tick it. So that's going to be one of my projects, and then something else at Anston, Colt, I think it's called. So yeah, I'd like to get both of these projects done. I think I'm strong enough to do them both. I just have to actually have a few sessions on it, and then I'd like to do, I think I said 5 7As, just so I get a little bit of a mileage and a little bit of a base, which hopefully will allow me to climb a little bit harder. So I thought 4 months is probably a good time. I don't think it sounds that unrealistic. I think I'll be able to still commit to once a week, twice a week climbing outside if I can. But yeah, 4 months should give me plenty of time to do this. When it comes to strength training, so I think again for the next couple of months I will be all over the place, and I'll be working long hours and have random days when I'm working and having a day off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and actually do quite a few workouts, because that doesn't seem to tire me out, and I can just go into the pain cave at home and do my fingerboarding and my standard kind of strength workouts before I drive for days work. So yeah, I think that's gonna, at least maybe 2 to 3 times a week, I think I'll be able to sustain it without feeling like I'm burning out. But yeah, so that's in terms of the actual nitty-gritty of the workout, it'll be fingerboarding, so I'm half crimp and drag. That's my kind of focus. So I'd like to continue just adding more weight, just getting stronger, and then pulling strength, pushing, still trying to do my front levers. Haven't been able to do them yet, but hopefully I will. And yeah, and also do some more legs, because I've neglected it. Over the winter I kind of stopped doing squats and stuff like that, and then I got injured. So I put this super high heel hook, and yeah, I think my hamstring just like couldn't handle it, and I think I partially tore it because for like a couple of months I've not been able to like heel hook or anything, but that's pretty much healed up now. So I think I've learned that I need to continue doing that because it's injury prevention. One thing I also want to focus on in the next block is mobility and stretching. So considering I'm so small, I like really am not flexible, and I feel like shorter people, like no matter which way you want to slice it, they've got a bit of a disadvantage, I think. But maybe that's for another discussion, opening a can of worms there. But yeah, I feel like if you're like a shorter climber, if you're not flexible, I think it's like what do you have that's like gonna allow you to like reach these holds, and you know, so I think I really want to concentrate on like basically looking after my body, which is what mobility is, but also just getting more flexible, just so that I can like get my hips closer to the wall essentially. I'm definitely going to commit to doing mobility at least 2 to 3 times a week. And that brings me to another focus point, and that is technique. So obviously I have been doing quite a lot of like learning about technique since I kind of started this journey, and I want to put it into practice and do more of conscious climbing. So really work on unlocking boulder problems to try and understand why certain moves are more efficient than others and why I might be falling off problems. Basically, I want to put a lot of thought into my climbing days rather than necessarily go and practice technique on its own. The last thing I'm gonna focus on is getting pumped. I am not really the kind of person who can like have 8 months off from like sport climbing or 6 months off and then come back and have like head ready to like, you know, on-site hard routes and the fitness to kind of like, you know, keep up with the routes. Even though my goals are all bouldering related for the next few months, the idea behind doing more endurance and power endurance is so that when I eventually transition back onto the ropes, I will have some base and will not need to start from scratch. I often struggle on long boulder problems too. I can usually do the moves, but often can't piece them together, with my limit being about 8 moves, after which I just run out of steam. Hopefully this will build my fitness for longer boulder problems. What I've decided to do is basically to get pumped once a week, and that like can be like on a circuit board, like climbing bouldering wall, sorry, or it can be doing some like routes, or just anything that's gonna get me pumped each week. So that's gonna hopefully allow me to keep like a continuous base and work towards like climbing well on ropes. But yeah, so that's, it seems quite a lot now. I've kind of like said it all out loud, but I am gonna obviously like be careful that I don't overdo it, and obviously my work will kind of take priority over the next couple of months, but I'm confident I can kind of get this done and achieve those kind of mini goals. It would be quite good if I kind of could do it.